Check out my live EZMix3 stream on Saturday, September 7th. The link is in the description below. I'm Sean from Shootie School. I make the most elite tune track videos. Check out ShootieSchool.com for complete courses and hundreds of free videos just like this one. In this video, we discuss purchasing, installing, hard drive management, activating, uninstalling, the differences between standalone mode and using EZMix3 in your DAW, as well as expansion packs, audio setup, and the basic use of EZMix3. After this video, you'll be ready to rock and troubleshoot quickly any issues that arise in the future. EZMix3 is brand new, so do check the description or the first comment below for any updates in this video's content. Let's get started. If you're new to TuneTrack and you want to pick up EZMix3, first sign up for an account at tunetrack.com and then download the free product manager. Do take a look at the EZMix3 system requirements before purchasing, and take note that their DAW compatibility list is only the DAWs they've tested. If your DAW can use a VST3, then there's a high chance you will have no problems. Now, the product manager that you must download is a portal between you and TuneTrack to download, install, and activate your purchased products. After installing the product manager, if it needs an update, it will inform you upon launch. You'll want to sign in with the same TuneTrack credentials you used at tunetrack.com, and at some point, you'll be prompted to name the computer you're working on. This is important since you can install EZMix3 on a second computer, so naming your computer something memorable like studio computer, office, or laptop computer will help you keep track of what computers are activated. Now, when purchasing EZMix at tunetrack.com, you'll have two options: the full price version because you're new to EZMix, or an upgrade version at a discount because you've previously bought EZMix 1 or 2 on the same TuneTrack account in the past. Besides a typical checkout process, there's one thing I want you to note. On the checkout page, you'll see a checkbox asking, "Automatically register these products to your account?" Leave this checked if this purchase is for you and you want this purchase to immediately show up in your project manager ready to use. If you're buying EZMix3 as a gift for someone else, you must uncheck this box so this software is not automatically registered to your TuneTrack account. If you ever wanted to gift or sell EZMix3 after it's been registered to your account, you must pay a fee to transfer it to another user, hence me covering this in great detail. After buying at tunetrack.com, when we launch the product manager on our computer, we will see EZMix3 after clicking on the Not Installed Products section. Or if you own a lot of TuneTrack products, you can use the right scroll bar until you hit the yellow marker, which is where your EZMix-related purchases are kept. If you purchased EZMix3 from a third-party site, then that distributor sold you a code which does not automatically register into your product manager. When you receive that code from the third-party purchase, you simply copy and paste that code into the blue Register New Product button in the upper left. Now everybody is ready to install and activate EZMix3. The product manager is quite simple at this point. If you're brand new to EZMix, you'll just see the EZMix3 product first in the EZMix section with the big red download button under it. If you've owned a previous version of EZMix, you'll also see that here too. Don't uninstall that previous version yet though. We'll talk more about the pros and cons later. New to EZMix3, there is a separate core pack in the EZMix pack section. We must install both the program and the pack to experience the whole EZMix3 product. So let's download both the program and the core pack. You'll be able to see and manage your active downloads over here in the Downloads section. When that finishes, let's install the core library first. This is going to install to your main hard drive automatically. It's somewhere around 0.5 GB. If your version of EZMix3 needs to be updated, you will see a big red button again saying Update, where that download button once was, prompting you to update it. So go ahead and do that whenever you see it. Now, when installing the core pack, which has all EZMix3's individual presets, you see an additional option while going through the prompts. Starting with the new EZMix packs, I don't think this applies to the older ones, you can now put the EZMix packs on a separate hard drive. I don't imagine that EZMix3 packs that come out in the future will be nearly as big as other TuneTrack products, but if you're like me, you like to know where things are and keep your main hard drive as clean as possible. By default, EZMix will install to your common files on PC. And if you have about a ½ GB to spare, which is a little bit more on Mac, go ahead and go through these prompts and just install with the default settings. It'll be simple and quick. Me personally, I have a second hard drive, so I will choose the location of it here. I already have a Toontrack folder, and you can see how I manage all of my Toontrack product installs here. So I'll create an additional EZMix folder and then make sure it's selected before committing to the core pack installation and simply move through the prompts until we're done. I'm assuming that all EZMix3 mix packs that are released will go to this location by default. You won't see that custom directory prompt again. At least that's how the other Toontrack products work. We'll see as they release more EZ3 add-on packs. And I also assume when purchasing EZMix pack products that came out before EZMix3 will still go in the default folder on your C drive. That's at least how it's working right now. I'll put any updates in the description if this turns out not to be the case. Lastly, we authorize the core product. You get 2 authorizations with your purchase, so EZMix3 can run on 2 computers at the same time. If you decide you want to install EZMix on a 3rd computer, you can go to the Show Details tab, go to Authorizations, and remove authorizations from one of your computers to free up an authorization slot. This is why it's good to name your computer accurately when installing the product manager. If you want to change your current computer's name, go to the Tools menu and select Options to do so. Now, all the installer files that were needed to install EZMix3 are still on your computer taking up space. If you don't reinstall products often, you probably don't need them and can get some hard drive space back. The product manager conveniently takes care of this for you if you simply select the Free Up Disk Space area. Now we have an optimized installation of EZMix3 and are ready to launch it. What's the difference between using EZMix3 as a standalone program as opposed to a plugin in your DAW? Standalone mode means you're going to launch EZMix3's application and it will appear on its own, where you have to manually feed it an audio signal to get it to work. Whereas when using EZMix as a plugin with your DAW, audio signals will automatically be fed to EZMix depending on where you insert it. Let's start with standalone mode. I know this is a great tool for many users. I could be a guitarist that just wants to use my computer to plug into and jam through instead of a practice amp. You might want to use EZMix at a rehearsal or live and basically use your computer as a preamp or effects processor. Keep in mind, an audio interface and possibly some DI boxes might be good additional gear to achieve professional results. And really, the sky's the limit if you understand audio signal flow coming in and out of your computer. Maybe I'm a DJ and I use some loopback software and send my set list through EZMix3 for some mastering before my audience hears it. The point is, you can process audio without a DAW using the Standalone app. The first time you launch the Standalone app, it will warn you of a feedback loop, which is not a joke. If you're plugging in a microphone into your computer or audio interface, which happens to be next to one of your speaker monitors, there's a serious feedback loop right there that could damage your speakers or your hearing. This message recommends turning your volume down, and I recommend not even using your speakers until you have a stable setup going. Just put on some headphones and turn your speakers off. If it's not already prompting you to set up your audio settings, you can go to the Settings menu and select Audio Setup here. Let's get on that. This stuff can get confusing for beginners, so I'll cover it in detail. Also keep in mind that this page is not available in your DAW. Your DAW settings control this stuff, not EZMix3. This is standalone mode only. In the first audio device type menu, you select what software or hardware component on your operating system that is responsible for processing EZMix3's audio. On PC, you might see Wasapi or Direct Sound by default. I'm also on an older Mac right now, but you might see Core Audio or speakers or headphones here. If you see no other options, you must choose one of these. If you don't have an audio interface and you're on PC, the third-party ASIO for All audio driver is typically what users seek out for the best free option of audio processing. I'll link to it in the description, and you can learn more about that from the source. And briefly, I'll explain the importance of an audio interface. Audio interfaces which can cost anywhere from under $100 to many thousands of dollars, are pieces of hardware that plug into your computer and take the task of processing audio from your computer and do it themselves. Any modern audio interface will easily outperform your operating system sound drivers and sound cards hands down, which lets you hear your audio with less latency. So if you have an audio interface, you would select it in this menu. Or in my case, I would select the ASIO driver first, and then in this new device field that just appeared, I would select the name of my audio interface hardware. Now we've selected exactly what manages audio for EZMix3. Let's look at the active output and active input fields. Now, active output simply means how are you hearing EZMix? Are you hearing it through speakers, or are you hearing it through headphones? Or do you have a particular device that's just going to receive this signal and send it somewhere else? So basic rule of thumb is we want to hear two channels. We want to hear the left ear and the right ear, stereo. Sometimes they're not called left and right. Sometimes they're called 1 and 2. 1 is left, 2 is right. Or you might even see a name of a piece of hardware, like the name of your sound card or something like that. So that's a starting point of what you might select there. And that all depends on what you select in the output field. So those options change depending on what you select in the output field. And same thing with active input channel. Depending on what you selected in the input field, will change your options in the active input channels. And that could be anywhere from a single channel because you're on a laptop and you just have a little mono microphone there. It could be 2 channels because you have an older sound card and a PC tower and you have a line input. So 1 and 2, that's left and right channels in. Or you might have a audio interface like myself. You could have up to 32 inputs. You could be plugging away anything, So that's how you do it. Now, as for sample rate, you may want to leave this at 44.1 since that may be your operating system's default. I change this to 48 sometimes when I'm working with audio for video because that is the general standard for delivering audio for video. And the higher this goes, the more you'll tax your system. If you go above 48, that's because you have particular needs. And as for buffer size, this is what decides latency, meaning how close to real time you'll hear your audio. A lower setting heavily taxes your computer, but gives you less latency. And a higher setting relieves your computer, but gives you more latency. You want this number as low as possible without hearing audible clicks or abnormal sound artifacts. So trial and error is essential for dialing in the right buffer setting for your specific computer's strength. There is no specific setting for all users. There's no recipe. You need to find your specific settings. And lastly, if you have an audio interface selected under Audio Device, you may or may not be able to change the sample rate or the audio buffer settings here because your audio interface has priority over these settings. If that's the case for you, you must select this control panel button to launch your audio interface's software and make the changes there. And if that's not an option, you must manually find the application that controls your audio interface and change it there. Now EZMix3 is optimized. It's ready to accept your incoming audio, and it's also ready to send it back to you. About loading EZMix3 in your DAW. On PC, you should know that EZMix3 is a VST3. Mac users might use VST3s depending on your DAW's default preferences. So there's a chance that some DAWs do not see VST3 plugins by default. For example, in Reaper, if you don't see EZMix3 after installing it, you might go into the Preferences, go to VST, and select Edit Path List. Here, you can tell Reaper where the VST3 folder is on your operating system, which is on your main hard drive. For me, it's my C drive. I go into Program Files, not the one that says 86, Common Files, and select the VST3 folder here. Now, I should be able to see EZMix3 in Reaper. And the other example is in Ableton Live. In the Preferences, you can activate the VST3 folder here. And if that doesn't work, you can navigate to that VST3 folder on your hard drive, as I mentioned with Reaper, by clicking here. I'm not sure what other DAWs require this, but at least you have an idea of something to check out if you don't see EZMix3 after installation. I will put the Mac and PC hard drive paths to your VST folder below for your convenience. Now we should see EZMix3 available in your DAW as a plugin, and you can insert it on an audio track. You can insert it on a MIDI track to further processing your virtual instruments, a bus track, a master fader, anywhere you can insert a plugin. You should be able to insert EZMix3 to further process specifically targeted audio. Notice all previously installed EZMix2 packs will be readily available to use in EZMix3. Also notice my EZMix2 favorite presets were transferred over to EZMix3, which is convenient, and they're also ready to recall instantly. It's very cool. Now that EZMix is up and running and optimized for your system and preferred workflow, do we uninstall EZMix2 or EZMix1 if we've been using it in the past? I still have EZMix2 installed on my system, and I'm going to leave it there. EZMix3 does not directly replace EZMix1 or EZMix2. It's a completely new program. So if I launch an older DAW session that had EZMix2 instances on it, that session will still work and sound the same because I still have EZMix2 installed. If I uninstall EZMix2, that DAW session will not sound the same because it was using EZMix2. EZMix3 does not automatically replace EZMix2. That's the message. So if you know you'll never need EZMix2 ever again, feel free to uninstall it. And if you already uninstalled it and regret that you did due to breaking old DAW sessions, simply reinstall it in the product manager. Things should go back to normal. I remember hearing that Toontrack said all the presets from EZMix1 and from EZMix2 will be included in the EZMix3 product. So it's safe to uninstall those older programs without losing the presets that came with them. If you look in the EZMix3's file menu, you'll see Import EZMix2 Project. Now that option only works for EZMix2's standalone projects, so use this only for the past standalone projects. Relocating your EZMix3 pack files on your hard drive. As you saw earlier, I installed the EZMix3 core pack on an alternate hard drive. If I ever wanted to change that location, I would simply delete the location folder I created and selected during the installation and then open up the product manager to re-download and install it. Because I deleted the folder, the product manager will let me choose a new default location when I install. This doesn't work the same in other Toontrack products. You don't have to delete or re-download and install. You just drag them where you want them. So we'll see if this workflow stays the same or not in the future. Lastly, if you want to uninstall any of the EZMix programs or their packs. As for core programs on PC, you must use your operating system's uninstall method. On Windows, I'll hit the Windows key and search for the word remove. Select Add or Remove Programs. In the list, find EZMix and any other possible updates and uninstall them here. On Mac OS, it's different. You go to the product manager, you find the program you want to uninstall, select Show Details, and you must re-download the product again because the uninstaller is embedded in the installer. After it finishes downloading, you want to examine the little hamburger menu here and select Uninstall, and then go through the prompts. This same exact method also works for Mac and PC when it comes to the individual mix packs and the EZMix core pack under the EZMix packs section in the product manager. It's a mouthful. You re-download them, select Uninstall in the menu, and they will be removed. Remember to select Free Up Disk Space if you don't need those installer files anymore since you just re-downloaded them only for their uninstallers. Since I talked so much about latency and audio setup when I was talking about EZMix3 standalone, I want to just show you that in your DAW, you will not see that audio setup page. Your DAW controls those settings. EZMix3 does not. Your DAW controls basically a global setting for all plugins. So if you go into your DAW, look for the options, the preferences, and Pro Tools on PC I happen to be in right now, and under Setup Playback Engine, here is that buffer size, which my audio interface actually controls, but in your case, you might be able to control it here. And down here, other DAWs have like little nifty optimization tricks. Pro Tools has disk playback cache size, which also can help. Some might have little tricks you can optimize, some do not. So just look for that audio settings page. That's where you can either A, combat latency, or at least get some computer resources back so you can keep your system up and running. It's really important. And now I'm going to experience EZMix3 for the first time myself. I watched a couple tune track videos today, but I spent my entire release day making that install video. So I'm going to finally launch it, and I want to show you, in case you're new, how you add EZMix3. So I'm in a session. It's got a master fader. Let's see. I actually have a bus right here, so multiple tracks are going over to this bus, so I could treat multiple tracks at the same time by putting EZMix here. You know, and I have a bunch of single tracks. Look, EZDrummer's over here. So I haven't heard this song in years. 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏𝗘 did this demo for me a couple years ago for my channel a couple years ago. You might remember it if you've been around on Shootie School before. But I remember this bass track is really dry. It's just a DI. I think he put some verb on it. It sounds thin. And when I loaded Pro Tools Bias, Amp said, hey, I'm not installed. I can't do anything. I uninstalled it a couple years ago. So let's fix that. Let me bypass all the treatment I did to this amp. It's cool little Southern rock style. And I want to add EZMix to this bass track. So all of your audio channels, wherever you're routing audio, you should have what's called an insert. These are all insert slots, and I'll just choose an empty one. All this stuff is deactivated. This is a dry bass track. I'll choose an empty one. And usually all DAWs, when you choose a plugin, you can usually look under manufacturer. So I'll go under tune track, EZMix3. So it's the first time I've really clicked on it. I'm using a bass, all bass presets, and let's just see what happens. This bass is really quiet, so I got to hit a preset first to get it to make some noise. So amps and cabs, all right. Distorted bass, sure. It might not match the style of music, but that bass DI actually works with that distorted bass preset. Rock metal, good for metal. All right, it's all metal stuff. Standard bass. That's actually a hard bass signal to work with. Got a stereo instance of EZDrummer. Looks like I got an EQ on it. Let's kill that. Now it's just EZDrummer dry. Oh, going to some verb, it looks like. Add EZMix3 to it. This is drums. It's a full drum kit. Mix utility. Stereo room. That tightened it up. It's a little too tight, but instantly it tightened it up. Cool. I shouldn't act too surprised. I mean, EZMix2 had some great stuff to it. But this has more controls, man. Up to 10. All right. You know, I'll just leave it on that, even though I just randomly clicked on it. Let's look at the master fader. Look, I treated the crap out of this. Let's bypass everything on my master fader. Let's put EZMix on the master fader. Let's just jump into the deep end real quick. I mean, this is literally the first time I looked at it besides watching some tune track videos, and this is how fast you can move just jumping in. Imagine if I was sitting down trying to make some solid decisions. All right, mastering stuff. Let's see. Rock Master Retro. I clicked on traditional in. Oops, that was the bass. We're on the master fader now. All right, I'm looking for. All right, I mostly used EZMix2 for voiceover, and I mostly used it for treating buses and master faders. And just hearing that one click right now sounds like it's going to be fun going through this program. All right. I'm Sean from Shootie School. Join me the first Saturday of every month where I have a free tune track themed live stream. September 7th, coming up real soon. I'll surely be doing one about EZMix3. The link is down below in the description. And check out ShootieSchool.com for full courses and hundreds of free videos just like this one. If you want to see more of my content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Rock on.